So, good afternoon everybody. This is my new bike. It's repainted back to original with original stickers, and I want to keep it original as possible. But there are some issues about the bike. Not much, because it's a Japanese bike, it's a VTR SP2. But the previous owner, which is actually not my fault, but the previous owner put a performance air filter in it, and also a custom-made exhaust, a sport exhaust, and the power commander for that to regulate the bike, and altogether it can work perfectly. So it was on the dyno, and so on and so on and so on. But what I read, that because of the power commander, the bike is running very, very lean. And right now, where I live, I do not have anybody here in the near who can maybe set things up other ways with the power commander. Because I don't want to be I don't want that the bike runs that lean like right now. So the fuel MPG is very nice, it's very good, but that's why, because I have those stuff in it and it runs super lean, that's what I read. It's overheating. Not overheating that the bike will be damaged, but for me it's just unreal that I saw the first time on a bike 106 Celsius. 106 degrees Celsius. And normally every other bike I have owned, 103, 104, the fans kick in, okay, and it will go maybe the temperature until 105, but after that slowly decreases back to 98, 99. But not with this one. I read also about it that the bike had heating issues, which is general heating issues. So the bike runs very, very hot. So it may be a normal thing with the 106 degrees Celsius, but for me it's just unreal. And that's why I want to change something. I already filmed the video 2 months ago, but I didn't have any time to edit it and upload it. I changed the radiator this side because it was bent. And I put also a button to manually switch on the fans. Okay, but the fans itself, it's just the same. And I also read that you can fit a spal fan on it, a pusher fan, because the original factory one, it's actually pulling the air from outside to inside. But also, if I can just imagine how does it work and how the motorbike works, I'm going fast, yeah, and the air is entering from this area, and it has to go outside from my perspective. Okay, it has the two radiators. So a spal fan, what I bought, I also bought a fitment system. It's actually just a bracket for a spal fan. In my previous video, what I'm gonna make also something, I will put something in it in this video. I changed the coolant. I also bought Mocool, and I put some additive Mocool inside. Not much of a change, and that's why I decided to not just putting the spal fan on the bike, but also change the thermostat. Okay, already a 20-year-old bike, and if we can be honest, maybe it wasn't changed ever, so it's a good thing maybe to change it. But the thermostat what I have in it, it's just working fine right now, but I don't want to deal with it again. Maybe a thermostat delete, I don't know. Right now what I can say, under 30 degrees Celsius outside, the bike just running fine. I have to switch on the fan like 96, 98 degrees. I just switch on, and it's not a problem for the alternator if I'm running on it with like 30 minutes. So I won't get any problem that the bike may be stalling or I'm draining the battery and so on. So yes, the spal fan, I will add some more cool in it, some more additive in it. The thermostat, I want to make those changes just that I can ride my bike in any weather, I can say. The first thing what I will do, and will not show on the camera because it's actually a pretty easy job, to pull up the tank before remove the coolant, remove the steering damper, and both sides fairings come off, and also the front fairing has to not come off but just laid. Just one quick thing about the SP1 and the SP2 differences. This time I want to address the coolant circuit and so on. So in the service manual it says that around, I don't know, around 2 liter what it will need to an SP1, and an SP2 will need 2.5 to 9 liter. I don't know exactly right now the number, I have to take a look. And the SP2 has 2 fans, the SP1 only 1 fan on the left side. And the SP1 it's like, I don't know, maybe 10 kilo heavier than SP2. And it has heating issues, and SP1 it's actually good, only with just 1 fan. It's a little bit strange, but this is what we have to deal with. So here we are, after I removed both sides, the fairings, the head fairing, it's just lowered. I put a towel also in there, just not to scratch anything. And the easiest way to keep the tank up because hopefully you don't need to remove the whole tank. It's just you can get yourself a cable like this, okay, and then just tied it up. First maybe support it with a can, a brake cleaner can or something else, and then after that you can just tighten the cable. If you want to go with this cable like in a circle way, you cannot do that, or I don't recommend to do that, because it will push down this fairing and maybe also can damage the tank, this side, the fuel tank. And here we are, we have to remove the air filter housing. Hopefully not the air filters, but we will see. So there is the connector for the air temperature sensor. Just put it aside. And then we have altogether 7 screws to undo. There are the 7 screws, and then it will come off. It is pretty clean, but the right side This is a little bit dirty, so I will definitely do some cleaning after that. Oh yeah, and it was also dirty inside, but that's just normal because the front of this bike is very open. But yeah, this is my performance air filter. So the next one is to get off this plate. I don't know what this is, but okay. And then we have 4 screws. 2 for the back cylinder and 2 for the front. So after a couple of days, I'm back about the airbox removal, because I don't know, maybe somebody from Ducati did go over there to Japan and design one screw, which is, I think it's a little bit pain in the ass, or not little one, yeah, because so you just cut off this one, and then after that where it sucks the air, okay, I don't know the specific English word for it, there are, I hope you can see, 1, 2, okay, oh, that's actually just come off, okay, I didn't know that, but yeah, 1 and 2, and also 2 screws for this side. You cannot see, but one, it's just pretty easy to get it off. And the second one is actually, this plate was what you have to remove. I already removed it. And I thought, why do I have to remove it? It's because through this hole you can go for the screw what I have to remove right now in order to get out the airbox. And I had to order a 15 or 20, this is actually 25 centimeter long Phillips screwdriver, because what I have in a normal set, let's just say, for example this one, okay, it is 8mm bright on that side, on that part, and it goes in, but not enough in. And then again, if I want to put something like this on it, okay, then it will be pretty thick to get out the screw, because there is not much room in there. So that's why I tried also one of these. I know it's a flathead screwdriver. I wanted to try it, but no, there is like 1 or 2 centimeter which is still missing. So that's why I had to order one and then wait for the package, because I am a little bit separated from a big city, and that's why I had to order it. So right now, okay, here we go. And this is off. Okay, so this was the easiest, and this one, which is a little bit harder through that hole, but yeah. So there are 2 hoses after the 4 screw, what you have to loosen up and remove. One, you can see next to each other. Hopefully we can get them down with a pry tool. And then on the other side, there we have also a hose where is a small screw. Screw it out and then pull the hose down. The three tubes what you have to take off, two on this side and another one on that side. I already took it, so it should come off right now, hopefully. Oh yeah, really nice, really nice. Oh, I like it. I like it. This is just that easy to pull it off. Nothing strange, but it's also a good idea to get off this part and just clean it with some brake cleaner. Much of residue can go in there. And so the next thing we have to do is drain the whole system. Of course, we cannot drain the whole system, but the book says that both of the radiators will be emptied through this bypass hose. So this bypass hose, what you have to screw out, and this is what we will do right now. And then it will drain the system, or at least 2 liters from the 3, what it says in the book. So I don't want to damage them, but as you can see, it's a little bit stuck on it. So you can go with this one, a small flathead screwdriver, and just behind it, but just be very careful because it can damage your hose. Or yes, and just a little movement what you have to give it, and then it will slowly come off. Just make sure you don't get into a mess. And I also want to reuse the coolant. Take off the cap, it will drain a little bit faster if it's off. And because we want to change the thermostat, 2 radiators has to come off. That's why I won't push the bike to the side right now to get everything out, because it will actually come off and come out everything. You will need though some extra coolant, I'm sure, because you will lose definitely some here and there. Maybe I have enough room to change the thermostat. I decided to just take it off already. So it goes from this side. You can reach down first to detach this epsilon shape hose. This attaches to the thermostat, and the other two the upper side from the radiator. And after that you have only 2 screws what you can undo, 2 8mm screws what you can undo, and there will be also a negative, not like a negative terminal cable, but I don't know, a ground cable, yes, a ground cable. So after that put it back in, and yeah, this is the thermostat housing where the thermostat sits. It's some residue over there, but not nothing major, nothing special. There is no coolant left. I'm just pulling out this guy, and yeah, it's much residue on there. It says that 82 degrees, which is the opening state, I think. And That's all. There is also an O-ring which we have to renew. And then this is the new. Always make sure that they look the same. Because that is shaped this way, so this is a smaller and this is a bigger part, then it can go only one way in, so you cannot mess it up actually. So I'm putting the thermostat back in, and like I just said, don't forget to attach also the ground cable. So it's day 4, day 3, I don't know exactly, but I hate to take back something, what I just said, what I just planned, and I had to change the plans. So I talked about the thermostat and also about a performance coolant hose kit. I arrived here where I had to take the throttle body off, and after a couple of hours and just trying really with everything what I just can, just pull it out, just put some WD-40 on the seal and nothing. And unfortunately I do not have a heat gun, and I spoke with one guy who races a VTR, and he said that with a heat gun that I cannot touch it anymore actually, and then one and the second one I have to pull it upwards. But after that it can be that the seal, the rubber seal, will go bad, and it's around 90 euro, 100 euro per piece. So 2 pieces, 200 euro. Yeah, it's a little bit tough, but so I wanted to get off the throttle body because I want to change the thermostat. After all, I managed to change the thermostat without taking the throttle body off. And this is very good news, and you don't have to take it off, like you just saw, I think, already in the video. It's a little bit mess because I don't know where I'm at with the video. Okay, anyway, the coolant hoses, it was trouble to get the package, but I got it, and it was for a VTR 800. And because I want to ride my bike, and I don't want to spend another week with the bike staying like this, I spoke with a mechanic and also to this guy, and both are said that it's totally okay with the factory coolant hoses. And if I'm gonna be honest, in different Facebook groups, I did not see anybody that runs their bike on performance coolant hoses. And not just that, but like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that the SP2 has a different cooling method than the SP1. What I have been told that the coolant circles to the other way, which means that the already heated up coolant arrives exactly where the temperature sensor is. So it's basically after the combustion chamber, and that's where also the thermostat is, which is okay, it's not bad, but the temperature sensor there, I think it's a bad idea, because an SP1 had the temperature sensor at the front of the left radiator, right also where the one fan is. SP2 has two fans and the SP1 only one fan. So I had a feeling that in the SP1, if we want to move, if we are able to move the temperature sensor exactly where the SP2 has, then it will be the same readings, or maybe worse also. So I can imagine that the 106 Celsius, what I can read sometimes on the I saw a video 2 days ago on a racetrack, and the guy had like 109 Celsius, and I'm just, oh, really? So I'm pretty sure that when the coolant arrives to the corner where the SP1 had the temperature sensor, it's already 2, 3 or 4 degrees cooler. So after all, we don't really know by how much degrees drops the temperature. I know different motorcycles, different cars have different places for the temperature sensor, but I don't know. For me, it would be logical if I can say, okay, the temperature really drops after it gets back to the engine, like by 3 or 4 degrees, in my opinion. But this will give us a chance to understand that if it's really bad to see on dash the 110 Celsius, for example, on a hot day, or it's really not. And also, I want to see if I'm right, and after that the thermostat opens, which side I assume it will be the top corners of the radiators where the coolant arrives, and then after that it gets back at the bottom corner. So there are the 3 tubes we have to connect. This one you can just pull it out a little bit, and also this one because it's like an overflow hose. And also on that side you cannot pull that, but you can just put right in the airbox, so it will be fine. Those two on this side is a little bit difficult, and step is to put back those circles with one screw, which I just showed you in the beginning of the video, which is a little bit hard to get out. We can also put back that little plate, which contains also a rubber seal. The second one. So right now the 2 air filters, I just freshly cleaned them and oiled them. That's why it is backed up a little bit. The next step is to put back the airbox cover, and also don't forget to connect your air temperature sensor. One is holding down the temperature sensor cable. So, about the airbox, we are finished. So we can put the tank down. But we don't want to screw them down and install back the steering damper, because we have to check everything after we start the bike, and if we have to redo something, then it's just extra job for us. You can loosen up the clamps, where you have to take off so it cannot stay on the bike. For example, this one from the water pump, you can just loosen up this way, this side, because this side you can just pull it off with the radiator. It's a pretty it's a very small piece, so that's why. And there, a small clamp for the coolant reservoir. It is better to take a photo just to remember how the cables are. So after the 3 hoses, 1, 2 and 3, you have to undo 3 10mm screw, 1, 2, and this is the last one. That's where we have also our horn. It's also a good thing to take a picture about the horn, because it's a little bit sketchy, it's a little bit tricky to get it on again after the install. Excuse me, those two are 8mm bolts. And then here you are, your right radiator. And this is our original fan, which I can just remove it right now. So here is my workbench. I want to just set it aside, and then let's see with the spal fan. So I definitely need some help of picture. One you have to take off, and another two, another one also. So this is the bracket, and this is one of the nuts what you. This is one of the nuts what you will receive in the package. So it has to go on this way. Yes, the fitment is actually perfect. And then you can use one of these to set it here, right on the top. So I just already heard about Will Glancy, who makes those brackets with the extra screw, but this is definitely a pretty sweet one, I have to say. So it's just top notch. So I can move around the whole radiator, and yeah, it's just pretty good one for the spal fan. And there is also, like it should be, a pretty good gap between the fan and the radiator. So I hope this will work. We can also give it a try just to make sure that it is working. So I just attached my ventilator and turn it on, and I have already the manual switch for the fans. So oh yeah, this will be a pretty good one. Like I just said, I will keep them because it worth really good money, but I have to keep the bike also original if I want to ever sell it. So after that we moved the right side and I fitted the spal fan. It's on the left side what we have to do. Remove it. There we have to make also some photos again, just to make sure that we can put everything back together in the right order, in the right place. So one thing that I messed up with the right radiator, and I spoke to Will, and that the top mount from this bracket has to go under the radiator mount. I don't know if you can see, but I put the bracket over the radiator mount, so it has to go under, because it will be the best for the fan that it will sit flat on the radiator mounts. So I will do that just right now. And then on the left side it will be the same thing, and also the same that we have to put the new bracket under it, okay? And that's all. So everything is set up, just take a quick test. And after all, we are here to reinstall with the spal fan already on it our left radiator, and this is always the challenging part because there is a lot of mess, but let's do it. It is a good idea to get on your finger some coolant and the lube inside the hose a little bit. Trained fingers. And then just I had to get for myself a plier as a little bit of help, but like I just said, this is always a mess, this part, because there's so much going on, and I don't even know if I can make it any better. So I try to play a little bit with the cables here, but not much. After I position the radiator, we can tighten down the coolant hoses. Just look after that you position them right, so the next time if you have to do a job and you have to pull down the hoses, then it should be also an easy job. There is also my cable with the switch to switch on the fans, the cooling fans when I want. I won't show you it in this video because already something did it, and I also copied him from the video, so I don't want to steal the views. You can just search on YouTube spal fan switch for the Honda VTR SP2, and then you will find it. After is everything in place, we can just deal with the whole mess here in the front. So it actually has to be tucked right in, but right now, as you can see, we have a pretty clear access to everything. And then just see, we have to also pay attention then when we have to make a slow turn, then don't cut the way for the cables. Okay, and this is actually goes also into this, and I don't know exactly what is it. It's a solenoid, I think, but not sure for what that is. Okay, our new spal fan cable, and then on the top we can just connect this guy. And this is like an air tube, so you don't want to just squeeze everything together. Let's do a quick spal fan test because it's everything installed. No injection light on, that's good. after you mounted the radiator, there will be one hose. It's connected with the other radiator. This is a little bit tough, but like I just said, you have to lube the tubes and then it will just click in like this. The bypass hose, make sure everything is tucked in place. Right here, hopefully you took a photo, and then you can just readjust everything like it was. This will be the overflow hose to the reservoir. There is another cable from the ignition, which is, by me, it goes under this bracket. Unfortunately, I don't have here the small clip, the bracket for the radiator, for the vent. I will just put it away a little bit with the head fairing, and then it will be okay. So the next one, what I almost forgot, is to secure this clamp. I think it will be alright. So it is done, and just for you to know and not make the mistake, your horn has to facing inside, and also it goes between the frame and between the radiator bracket, because there is a small gap and this small gap has to be filled, so in case you didn't make a photo. And if you are tighten down those two, and this is the third one, then it will be a mistake, and it's just a really hard job. So do this one first with the horn, and then after that adjust the other ones too. So just to make sure that everything is tied down, okay, I just already tried this side with the fans and it's functioning. So then before the first start we have to fill up the system, but because this coolant was changed like 2 months ago, I will reuse it, but it has some residue in it because it was under the bike and I worked on the bike. So I decided to just filter it with a coffee filter. So I decided to put it directly into the radiator because it is just too slowly to wait. So the bike is filled up, and there is also a towel because it will eventually come off. I will let the bike idle for a couple of minutes, and then I want to increase the temperature until 70 or 80 degrees because the thermostat should open at 82, no, it should be fully open at 82 degrees. And yeah, the manual says just to let the bike run idle at 2 or 3 minutes and then snap the gas a couple of times. It will blast bubbles out of the system. But I think it won't enough because the thermostat should open. There is also some air, I'm just sure. That's why yeah, I will make sure that it will go until 70 or 80 degrees. You have to do it with on the side stand, okay, because this board will be the top of the coolant system. And if you are on a rear stand, like padlock stand, then it won't be that effect, and definitely will stay some air in the system. So put the cap back after you shut the bike off. So the thermostat is working. You have to assemble the bike. It's actually not that hard of a job, so that's why I won't make a video of it. Just one thing to keep in mind, those cables here and the other side can be docked right here, okay? The order isn't that important. And yeah, Also the steering damper, we have to install it, and after that we have a hopefully cooler bike, and it won't run again that hot. Although I just said like the videos what I saw, but I'm hoping that I won't see ever again 106 or above degrees. So after a pretty long test ride, it was, I don't know, more than 300 kilometers, I can say for sure that the spal fence, it's a game changer. So I switched on always at 100 degrees, and I didn't see on the dash more than 101 degrees. So it was just a little play, but after that it just went away, and 98, 95 and so on and so on. Also at 90, 91, if I want to let it on, then yeah, I'm pretty amazed about that. And it was outside 36, 37 degrees, so it was really, really hot, and the bike was just fine with the spal fence. Also mountains, up hills, down hills, so was everything fine. I also, about the thermostat, I saw that the bike warms up pretty quickly, quicker than it was before, and also, and that's why I think that the last thermostat what I had in the bike, and I think that was the original one, I think it wasn't fully closed and it wasn't fully open when it had the bike like 100 degrees also. So I'm pretty satisfied with the result, and I can just recommend you put the original fence on the side if you want to keep your bike original as it possible, and maybe after that if you want to sell it. But for everyday use, or if you want to use the bike like 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers a year, then I'm definitely recommend a switch, a manual switch, and a spal fence. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just leave it below, and I will answer it as soon as I can. Thanks.